When I was in high school, I wanted to be on the baseball team. And so, like I was on the team and it was more of an honorary thing. And, I couldn't really play with them out on the field. But then when we played Call of Duty together, then we could play together. So it was, that's what I like about it is, being able to play with my friends and, be successful at it. So I think that's just the main thing. That's the reason why I like to play. I'm competitive and I like the sports, and I feel like it's a way for, me to compete.
I'm so sorry.
But if you had it out before the down there, maybe it would have been. So the mission here at the SLC is to basically create an environment for students to come hang out, be educated, have fun.
This part here is the actual arcade board that goes inside of a real arcade machine. This just has all of the power controls and video components in our.
Our main purpose is to provide a community for FSU students, and beyond that, just all of Tallahassee, but foremost FSU as a campus. So we just look for ways in which we can basically make these events and get the most people out and spread our awareness of like what we do and what we can provide for students.
The problem with video game accessibility is that there aren't enough technologies available for people to play games so that everyone can play.
Many people don't know, they don't think about this on like a quick reaction base. They'll be like, oh, everyone gets to experience the video game life because I can. So that's like a big issue of the video game world.
So accessibility in gaming is kind of an interesting topic because I feel like one of the main aspects of gaming is to be social, and limiting accessibility or the limit of accessibility based on the current technology, it harms that goal, I think, because if you're unable to interact with the game in some sort of way, that is taking away that social aspect for the individual.
People don't necessarily think it's a problem because they don't see it, so they don't do anything about it. And it's definitely a problem. Everyone should feel included. Everyone should have the opportunity to play, to do anything that they want to do, especially in the world that we live in now with so much technology. So it's definitely important to raise awareness of the different types of technologies out there and what we can do to solve this problem. Eccessibility is a campaign that we created in our social media campaigns class to raise awareness of accessible technologies that are available.
So the Xbox Adaptive Controller is pretty much, it is a stepping stone for future accessibility. I'm pretty sure that is the only controller or any interface, or at least the only publicized interface that allows those with disabilities to play the kind of games that everybody else can play.
So our goal for the accessibility of the controller overall was to fundraise $100 to get this controller for the SLC. So people on campus would have that opportunity to know what it is, and for those on campus that are not able to share the video gaming opportunity the way that is right now, to have that chance, that opportunity to interact.
I think our biggest and most successful tactic was our public relations strategy, where we engaged with the ASLC constantly. We went to their events, we interviewed with them, we talked to them about our campaign, about the importance of accessible technologies.
In the process of our campaign, we recognize that relationship is really key. If we want to help the SLC, we should get to know people at the SLC. So with that being said, we would go to the events and in a sense of network and really get to know the people that we're going to be giving this controller to. This was a great benefit because we tagged them on social media, and with this interaction came a lot of benefits. They would follow us, we'd follow them back, and people would start to be more aware of our campaign overall.
They viewed our mashup video, which they saw how important the adaptive controller was for someone who, let's say, didn't have arms to play.
And with that, I looked up this controller itself and people using it, and it was really cool myself to witness seeing people use this controller, people that didn't have any arms but were able to play video games with just using their mouth. And it's just something you never really would expect to see and something you wouldn't even imagine, because people see that people gaming and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry for them. But they don't think about, oh, this is so great that this controller is made. It makes me happy. So we played happy music in the background, showed some videos of people all around the world excited about the release of this controller, and them using it to really show the positive outlook on this campaign.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
With the Xbox Adaptive Controller, a gamer can game with one hand and one foot.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Us having this controller in this building, it gives us a lot of ways to get more people access to what we offer here.
The SGA bill was one of the biggest successes of our campaign, if not the biggest one. Basically what happened was with our presence on social media, with our campaign going on in Twitter and Facebook, we would hashtag Breaking the Barrier. We would also tag ASLC and Florida State in our social media pages. But the Student Government Association was able to recognize it through Twitter. And they reached out to us, and after a couple meetings, after discussing the problem of accessibility on campus, they decided to draft a bill. And in the bill, they wanted to make sure that people knew that they wanted to provide the necessary funds to the ASLC so that they can purchase accessories like joysticks that would, go along with the Xbox Adaptive Controller.
It says something great about the current student government and also about the current state of FSU, because for them to see this as an issue and just decide to kind of trying to find ways to solve it, I think that says great things about the university's, or the student part of the university's drive for inclusiveness.
And they also wanted to ensure that the ASLC would always be accessible and other parts of campus would always be accessible for those that need these technologies in order to be inclusive. I think that was the most successful part of our campaign, and we're so happy and excited that that was a huge, that was a thing that even happened, because Florida State University does so much for diversity and inclusivity, and to be able to have these technologies available and to ensure that they will be available is a huge step towards accessible and hashtag Breaking the Barrier.